the fear we have of pain. Welcome to the Hopefulist with me, Wendy McClure. This is where we turn those nasty, negative thoughts into positive and work toward a happy, fulfilled life. Now, let's get started. Let's indeed get started. Thank you for joining me here on the Hopefulist. It is a very early morning. The light is just touching the sky. Morning is my favorite time. I know that there are so many people that say that they are not morning people, but that's not true. Anyone can become a morning person. And I think that if you just take a few times to sit and watch the sky light up, that the beauty and wonder of that will, if not completely, partially turn you into a morning person. There's just something about the morning that makes me feel so much more productive. It's still dark out. I feel like I'm the only one awake. I can get so much done without interruption. And that's something that we're going to be focusing on in the next couple of weeks. I started a series on building a morning routine. I'm going to be doing it through lives a couple of times a week on Instagram. If you are not following me on Instagram, please do at _Hopefulist. We'll be doing lives a couple of times a week. This week's focus, we're talking about the snooze button and how you have to kick that habit. The quote of the day today: when you listen to your heart and connect with who you're meant to become, you have energy because you're in a state of flow. Things happen more easily. Opportunities land in your lap. You're turned on, inspired, engulfed in a sea of brilliant ideas. Yes, there will be challenges and things will blow up in your face, but learning experiences are different from wasting your life pushing a boulder uphill. I have an example of this, of being in a state of flow and opportunities landing in your lap with, some effort, minimal effort. But I hope you had a chance to check it out. I just had my very first guest on the podcast. This is something that I have been putting off for 3 years because, again, I have this limiting belief that I can't figure out the tech involved. I have to record it on Zoom, and then I have to change it into an MP3, and then I have to put my intro into it with the outro, and I didn't even get the outro on because I couldn't figure that out, and I figured, you know what? Just do it anyway. Just put it on anyway. And so far, I haven't gotten one complaint. I haven't gotten one email from somebody saying, Wendy, oh my gosh, you didn't have your outro on the end of that podcast. What is wrong with you? You hack. Nope, it didn't happen. But what has happened since I have had that first guest is I'm trying to line up more guests. And my purpose, my hope, my plan is to have an additional podcast every week that will include a guest. So one of this with a little bit of teaching and learning and a particular topic that we talk about and focus on. And then one with a guest that's going to speak about one of the pillars of the Hopefulist, whether it be mindset or removing toxicity or what have you. Making your dreams come true. That was the focus of the last guest on our podcast, which was done with Jolie Boutique. If you, again, haven't had a chance to check it out, please do. It's episode 510. And I happened to see in one of my many groups that I am a part of on Facebook that it was kind of like a business post where, what do you need? Are you looking for a virtual assistant? Are you looking for somebody to edit your podcast? Are you looking for somebody to help you with your screenplay? I happen to write down, I'm looking for podcast guests. And, that's not really something that people shy away from. Everybody wants to be a guest. Everybody wants to be a guest. I got like 6 inquiries just that day. So now I'm in the process of setting up and making, scheduling these new podcast recordings that I will then once again have to figure out how to convert and attach and edit and all of that. But the more I do it, the more I'm going to know how to do it, and the faster I'll go. So I'm in a state of flow right now when it comes to getting podcast guests. So listen to your heart and connect with who you are meant to become, because that's going to give you all the energy and opportunities that you need. I speak the truth. I speak the truth. It is from experience. So let's get on with today's topic. Today we were talking about pain. Oh, yes. People do not like pain. We fear pain. We do everything we can to avoid pain. And what does that do? That stops us from changing. It's exactly what it does. When it comes to change, we all think of it as a bad word, myself included. I personally never think about good change. I only consider how hard it will be to adjust to any change. And let me give you another example of that. The first day on my last morning show with my partner, we were talking about change and how, we were both facing a big new change in our lives. And it's funny because I didn't really even consider that change because that was good change to me. So I went from working a 9 to 5 in an office, which I hated, to being back on the airwaves, creating a morning show, producing a morning show, and delivering a morning show. To me, and he had put that in those terms. My partner had said, well, we're going through a big change right now. And it was funny to me that I never even thought of that as change because that was something that I wanted to see happen. So I obviously have a very negative connotation of just the word change, and I'm probably not alone. So as Brendan Bouchard points out, and if you're not following Brendan, you have to follow him on at least Instagram. He is the bee's knees, one of my favorites when it comes to personal development. He says there are 3 types of pain we are afraid of when it comes to making changes in our lives. The first one is loss pain. We fear what we may lose when we decide to do things differently. Say if you're looking to get healthy, you fear the loss of eating your favorite foods. You fear the complexity of shopping and prepping your food. You fear the time it will take to get those workouts in rather than sitting in front of the TV to unwind every night. When you want to say quit smoking, you fear losing that break that you look forward to throughout the day. You may worry that you will put on weight, so that is a loss of how you look now. If you'd like to make a jump to your own business, you fear losing a steady paycheck in your 401k. Well, you're not going to lose your 401k. You just won't be contributing to it anymore. Also having structure, and that's someone that helps you along the way. And we are right to be afraid of those things. Those are things we will lose. But where we go wrong is we focus on the loss instead of what we gain. You may give up eating your favorite food as often as you'd like, but you will gain a new sense of self-worth. You will become healthy, fit better in your clothes, have more energy, feel better about yourself because the accomplishments you are achieving. If you quit smoking, you will lose that break you are used to, but you will be gaining a much more healthy lifestyle that will keep you alive and well much longer. If you give up your job to pursue your own dream business, you may have a few years of volatility, but you may end up earning much more than you ever would have when you were working a 9 to 5. You will lose that contributing to your 401k, but have much more money to work out a retirement plan. And you may lose your mentor at work, but you will find more as you work for your business. Again, the energy and the state of flow will bring these things to you. I know it sounds woo-woo, but I'm telling you, experience has taught me that this stuff is true. And you have nothing to lose by believing in it. The second pain we feel is process pain. That is the actual process of how hard something new will be. The cutting out of the favorite foods, having to learn how to cook more healthy meals, food prep. I had to do some food prep for my salad this week. Just did it yesterday. And I got to tell you, man, it is just something I detest. I just don't want to do it. But now I'm so relieved because it's done. And my salad every day this week will be exactly the way that I love it. It's worth it. Finding time to fit in that workout. This is all a lot. And make no mistake, it is hard. The person who quits smoking is not thinking about the freedom and how it will be easier to get up the stairs. They worry about going through withdrawal and all the frustration that can cause. We've all been around people who've quit smoking. It's not fun. Part of the mastery of life is learning to see life as a game. Yes, a game. Learning to see change as something we can joyously enter and master in our lives. Change may be challenging, but that's good because it develops us. Change will help us reach our highest selves. Challenge will help us live a fully charged life, with the process being engaging, fun, exciting, and new. It will bring variety and spice into our lives so we can actually look forward to change and turn that bad word into a good word. The third type of pain is outcome pain. What if I go through all this and it isn't better than before? What if I leave my job to start a business and don't make more money? But if we're stuck thinking that way, we're never going to change. Part of maturity and the mastery of life is, instead of focusing on outcomes that are negative, we start dreaming about, visualizing, and giving our attention and focus into things that will be powerful, satisfying, happy, and joyous on the other side of the fence. Here's the hard part. It's not about instant gratification. That's really hard for us in this day and age. But we need to focus on the big picture, the future as we want it to be, and know that anything worth doing is worth the time it will take. Because listen to this, because you can't rush something that you want to last forever. I'm going to say that again. You can't rush something that you want to last forever. So when you are ready to make these changes, write down the outcome you are seeking. Write down how you are going to get to that outcome. Write out the journey. Then read it every single day, several times a day if you can. That will keep your focus on the amazing future you have waiting for you. And when you do what you say you will do, this will put you in that all-important state of flow. Once you understand these pain points and how to handle them, things should be a little bit easier. You want to look at how you want your life to look exactly, and then create that life. What do you have to do to make that possible? Now start a little at a time. Go slow and steady. You can do this. You've got this. I believe in you. Because you can't rush something that you want to last forever. If you want to spend a little time with someone helping you thrash out what pain points you are more concerned with and help with overcoming those obstacles, schedule a free call with me so we can talk about how we can work together to make that happen. I'd love to see you living the life of your dreams. If you like this episode, please leave me a review. If you haven't subscribed or followed, please do so. And then you will be notified whenever a new episode is ready for you, especially all of those new podcast guest episodes. Did I just sound like Oprah a little bit there? I think I did. I think I'm channeling Oprah today. And please tell your friends and family about the Hopefulist. Now, go on out there and be badass. You know I'm always here cheering you on. Thank you for listening to The Hopefulist. Now, don't you feel good? Make sure you come back next week. See you then.